Good morning, everybody. Hope you're doing all right out there. Just doing a share early Saturday morning. I've had some kind of lurgy for the last few days. It seems to be going around. So, yeah, it's woken me up early. I wanted to talk about identity, our own identity, who we are and who we think we are, which might be worlds apart. Spoken to quite a few people recently. I find that people come to me with themes that seem to be very similar, and then we move on to the next themes that seem to be similar. And there's something collectively about people addressing themselves who've actually spent all my life thinking I was this person. I don't know if I am. And that's petrifying for them, because it means, well, who am I if I'm not all these things I believed? And I think it's great when people come with these questions, although it's scary and daunting. And I understand, because I've been there myself a few times. It's so exciting too, if you can see the other side of the process. We get caught up in conditioning, family values, societal values. We believe that we're a good person if we're X, Y, and Z. Who wrote those scripts in the first place? That's what I always think. We can often swallow things whole, that we have to be a certain way, or we're told we're a certain way. Do we remember to challenge that? I don't mean be confrontational. I mean in yourself. Actually, am I that person? That person thinks that of me. Well, actually, they're allowed to, because that's their opinion. They're entitled to that, but it doesn't have to be what I think of me, good or bad. I realised I was quite a chameleon all my life, and I thought that was quite clever. And I thought that I was really multifaceted in my character, that wherever I went, I could adapt. It was just so easy. I thought this was my superpower. It wasn't. I was adapting to accommodate others, to be able to fit in, to get my needs met, to be accepted, to be valued, to be liked, to be loved, whatever it is. Of course, I didn't know I was running that script. I just, for years, couldn't understand, why am I this person in this environment, that person in that environment? Then I would have resentment. Why do these people not know what I'm really thinking? I wanted them to be super psychic and just know. And of course, that usually isn't the case. But what was happening was I wasn't actually being consistent. And I didn't know this, but I was being different in different places. Why? Because somewhere inside, I didn't really know who I was, because I was adapting to all these expectations, to these societal values, family values. This is how you are. But no, I wasn't. That wasn't me. I was actually quite different, and I hated that as well. Now I love it. And when I say I'm different, I'm not really different to anybody else, but I'm very, very heart-led, and often people are mind-led, and I was for many years. So I direct my life depending on what my thoughts are. You know, I quantify, I reason, I look at consequences further up through the mind. Now I just feel, and that's the difference. Now I still can be a bit of a chameleon, because I think sometimes you have to protect yourself, or you have to play a certain part at certain times. It's nothing like it was. I am becoming me more and more, which means I don't adapt to situations as much. I just come with how I am, and I go on my feeling, and actually it goes really well. So all those fears that I have to be a certain person, no, it's really, really okay to be who you are. The identity thing that seems to be coming up with people at the moment is actually, if I stay away from drinking, if I stay away from drugs, if I stay away from certain people, I'm now scared of what's left. I'm scared of who I am without those things, those coping mechanisms, those masks, those things I do to get through. What is left? And that's petrifying. And that's okay. It's okay to be petrifying, because, you know, it is like, am I as much as I thought I was? Am I less than I thought I was? Again, that's just mind chatter, because none of that's real. Of course, you're absolutely fine as you are without all the stuff on top. But it's finding what the blocks are to being allowed to just explore who you are, and then finding a way to implement that in life. And it can take you as long as you like. But I invite you today to just challenge, am I really who I think I am? Or are there layers underneath? Because that will be your beauty. Have a good day.